Cheerio, Crypto Haze here, back once again with yet another cryptocurrency video. So today I thought we would talk about, is Bitcoin dead? Is crypto dead? Dead, dead, dead. Oh my, it's so dead. Oh, there was so much panic, wasn't there? Right? Oh my. Such panic. Such fright. I'm gonna lose everything. So I'm trying to actually watch my live stream as it's going, and it's not playing nice. It is not playing nice. Let me just I'm gonna reload this because I want to make sure that it's actually working. Okay, there it is. It's working. Alright. Stupid YouTube. Gotta love it, right? Alright, so I've got my screen shared here. I apologize if I'm not always looking right in the camera. Hi. But I do have my monitor that I'm sharing with you guys right this way. And then I have a chat screen over here. And then I have another big monitor over this way that I'm using to monitor the quality of my live stream. I haven't been doing very many live streams, so I thought it was important to monitor the health and so on, and actually make sure it is streaming live. So, Bitcoin. Bitcoin, is it dead? Is it really? So, yes, it took a big downturn from its high of around 19,300. It did drop to almost 6,000. It's a huge drop, and over a relatively short period of time. I can understand there was a lot of panic, right? My chat window is on the wrong setting. Alright, so here's the thing though, people. The lowest it got was no lower than it was in November. If you had invested in October, you were still up. No matter how low it got, you were still up. Is Bitcoin dead? Well, I don't know. You tell me. So I know there was a lot of panic. I understand that China imposed some new regulations, and so there was a lot of panic selling, is what happened. Did I sell? Did I change my investment? No, absolutely not. I'm into Bitcoin long before. I mean, back when it was, I got into Bitcoin late, honestly, but I got into Bitcoin when it was about 1200. So when it, dropped down approaching 6,000, I'm like, it's still massively up from when I got into it. Seriously? Not a big deal, guys. Not a big deal. In fact, Bitcoin going down was a huge buying opportunity. If you got in there and bought some Bitcoin when it was right around 6,200 at its lowest point, let's see, what was its lowest point if we can look at it here. Well, that's showing 7,000 as its lowest. Let's zoom in a little bit. There we go. 6283 is what this is currently showing as the lowest. I believe it did get a little bit lower than that, but not by much. That's about as low as it got. 6283. People, that's when you should have been buying. If you weren't buying then, man, you missed out. Seriously. And, well, no, honestly, you haven't missed out yet. You have not missed out yet. Because it's going back up to that 19, 20,000. It's going back up. There's nothing going to stop it. There's nothing going to stop Bitcoin. Seriously. There were some issues in regards to transaction time for a good long period of about a month, where if you didn't pay a huge hefty fee, transaction fee, your transaction was going to take weeks to get confirmed, unless you knew of tricks that were available to get it prioritized. That was a big problem too, and I think that was possibly part of the sell-off. I'm not sure how many people were actually aware of that. However, that has been resolved. Right now, at nominal transaction fees, it takes 1 hour to fully confirm a Bitcoin transaction. So, that issue has been resolved. Guys, buy Bitcoin. Buy it. I mean, this whole downturn was nothing. Was absolutely nothing but a buying opportunity. It happened because of public speculation that, oh, Bitcoin's gonna die. Oh no. Well, look, here's the deal. It's not going to die. It's not going to. It's the first and most valuable cryptocurrency that exists. And it will maintain that status for... Look, Bitcoin is the gold standard of cryptocurrencies. It's the gold standard. A lot of people want to say that Ethereum is the silver standard. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Might be Litecoin. I don't believe that. Honestly, the silver standard for crypto, in my mind, is okay. Bitcoin Cash is doing pretty good, but I mean, it's still relatively new, so is it considered a standard? No. Litecoin has been up and down. It's been iffy, especially when it crashed heavily as a result of the founder of Litecoin putting out a tweet, which I'm not gonna go into detail about right now, but Litecoin suffered heavily as a result of that one tweet on Twitter. It's ridiculous. Monero is a great one. Monero is a great one. been around a long time, steady, gaining value, mineable. Gotta love that. And then there's Zcash. So I've been talking about Zcash probably since I very shortly after I first got onto YouTube. I've been talking about Zcash. Back when everybody was mining Ethereum. Where's that got you? The difficulty on mining Ethereum is so high now. And yes, the value has gone up, but not nearly fast enough to make up for the difficulty. You're getting a longer return on investment now than ever before on Ethereum. But Zcash has a really good return on investment. You buy the hardware. So Zcash is mined using the Equihash algorithm. And in my opinion, the graphics cards that are best for mining the Equihash algorithm, based on the cost of the cards and the return, the mining profit that you get after paying your electrical costs. The GTX 1070 or 1070 Ti. In my opinion, those are the best mining graphics cards that exist right now. Absolutely the best mining graphics cards that exist right now is GTX 1070 or 1070 Ti. Because you can acquire them, you can purchase them at decent prices, and the percentage of profit versus cost in electric to run them is fantastic on the Equihash algorithm. So you can, with Equihash, there's a number of different coins that you can mine, obviously. Zcash, Zencash, Bitcoin Gold, and there's many others on the Equihash algorithm. I think that's the best one to mine right now. Okay. YouTube's being weird again. Shows my health is good, but it's not showing the live video. So, whatever. So, guys, I wanted to go ahead and just, show you some comparisons here. So, Bitcoin, let's look at over the last 1 year of Bitcoin. This is what I had showing initially. You can see in the last week it has recovered some $5,000 in value in a week. Pretty significant. But even, once again, even if we look at its lowest point, the last time it was at that low was back in November. So, look, people, you're still up from November of this year. November, December, January, February. We're not even into March yet. 4 months, and you're still up. You never were down in that time. The only way you were down on Bitcoin was if you invested up here somewhere in December or blah, 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 blah. Which, a lot of people did invest in December and late November because, oh, Bitcoin all of a sudden became famous. A lot of people heard about it, and oh, it's the thing, and it's gonna hit 50,000 and all that. Well, those very same people that invested back then caused the downturn. I guarantee it. They caused the downturn. Too many people that didn't know what they were doing got heavily invested, and then panic set in. And oh no, I'm going to lose all my investment. So then they just pull everything right back out, and blammo. Here we have the most significant dip in any cryptocurrency that has ever happened to date. It's all because Bitcoin got too popular too quick. Now that all those people have been scared off, hey, the rest of us are sitting pretty, right? The rest of us can get back to business. We can get back to watching our investments grow. Bitcoin's gone way back up. Hopefully it doesn't attract so much attention as it does so. I don't think my video's going out to you guys. Live now. That's what it says. Alright. Alright, well anyway, moving right along. So, that's Bitcoin. Here's the 7-day chart. Look at that. Up and up and up and up and up. Up and up and up and up and up and up and up. It's going to continue that way for a while. Here's the 1 month. It's still down from a month ago. Here's the 3 month. It is up from 3 months ago. Right? And the 1 year, it is still, even at its lowest point, it's massively up from where it was 1 year ago, people. Is Bitcoin dead? No. Come on, please. So, let's have a look at Ethereum. I'm not a big fan of Ethereum for a lot of reasons. Covered that in previous videos. But, it's up. This week it's up. Over the last month, it's a little bit down. Not much. Basically pretty stable. Over the last 3 months, it's pretty up. 3 months ago at 360 to 950 now. There's a lot of volatility there, but the value did go up. So if you're looking to purchase cryptocurrency, over the last 3 months, Ethereum hasn't been a bad one, to be honest. I am a miner. I mine crypto. I don't buy it. So, for me, Ethereum is not the ticket. Bitcoin Cash. Let's have a look at that one. So, like the others, up over the last 7 days, down a little bit over the last month, much like Ethereum. Oh, slightly up over the last 3 months. So Bitcoin Cash hasn't been good over the last 3 months in terms of investment. Over the last year, and it doesn't actually go back a year, it only goes back to about late July. So keep that in mind. It has gone up from its initial starting value, but not by a whole lot. We're looking at about, what is that, 8 months, 9 months? About 9 months. So, Bitcoin Cash has not been super great. Litecoin. Over the last 7 days, Litecoin also is up. So, over the last month, Litecoin is up. Not by a lot. It did obviously take a major dive. That correlates with, well, over the last month, it doesn't really correlate. Let's see. Ethereum over the last 1 month. Yep, okay, so the Litecoin dip and the Ethereum dip, they basically match. They basically match. And that's interesting because so we're looking at both of these at 1 month. Yep, Bitcoin matches it also. Bitcoin matches those two dips right with. Seriously. Alright, alright, so Bitcoin, 1 month. Dip, dip. Ethereum, dip, dip. Right there. They correlate. Litecoin, dip, dip. That correlates over the 1 month. But let's see what Litecoin has done over the last year. Woo! Very, very volatile in the last December, January, February, 3 months. You can see that huge spike. And then, the expected pullback, the expected correction is what I would call it. But then it comes right back up, just like Bitcoin has done recently. The last 7 days, you can see the uptrend. Last month, a little bit of it's not really showing. Okay, so from about here to here, that's a pretty good uptrend in a short period of time. But wow, from here, $4 a year ago, $4 to 240 1 year later. Jeez. Did any of you guys buy Litecoin and hold on to it back when it was only worth $4? I didn't. I wasn't in the game yet. I didn't know. Didn't know. Anyway, Monero. Good old Monero. Slow and steady is what Monero does. I love that about Monero. Monero is great. So over the last 7 days, slow and steady on the up. Over the last month, it has dropped. Over the last 3 months, it's actually a little bit up. You notice here there's not, over the last 3 months, there's not, huge ups and downs. It is volatile. I mean, that's the name of the game when it comes to crypto. It is volatile, but it's not hugely swinging like some of the others are. So let's look at it over the last year. Oh my God, seriously? Back here a year ago, it was $12. Now it's $320. Did anybody buy it back then for $12? Does anybody follow the stock market? I don't know. I might have some viewers. I know I do have some viewers that are not from the U.S. I'm from the U.S. I'm talking about the Dow Jones, the United States stock markets. You follow that? You don't. I mean, seriously, you invest in stocks and bonds. You don't see this kind of market change over a year or less than a year. You just don't. I mean, you might be lucky to gain 5% profit. 5% profit. But what is $12 to $320? What sort of profit margin is that? How many times does $12 go into 320? I'm not going to do the math off the top of my head. I'm not even going to bother to get the calculator out because the number is astronomical. Is Bitcoin dead? No. Is crypto dead? No. Absolutely not. Let's look at one more. Let's look at Zcash. So Zcash is one that I've been talking about from the very start. I was a fan of Zcash. Okay, that looks wrong. Let's go 7 days. There we go. All right. So this is the last 7 days of Zcash. It is up a little bit on the general trend that all the cryptos have been doing over the last 7 days. Over the last 1 month, down. It is down a little bit from 1 month ago. 3 months ago. Yeah, now overall it's up a little bit from 3 months ago. From a year ago, well, shoot, it's quite a bit up from about a year ago, isn't it? Mm. I apologize. I just saw the comment. If you've been waiting around for a while, I apologize. Mihail Zletev. Did I pronounce that even close to right? I'm not sure. Are you Russian or Czech? Maybe. I'm not sure based on the name. So the comment is: have you checked eCoin, ECN, to see how much it spiked when Bitcoin started to drop? Bulgarian. Okay, cool. Right on. Um, Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. ECN, I'm not familiar with, but let's see if we can pull her up here. Ecoin. That would be what you're talking about. All right. So if we look at, let's look at what it's done over the last 7 days. Okay, it's a little bit down, not much. Over the last month, it is up. So eCoin started relatively recently, I'm thinking. Wow, it's a huge spike in February. Okay, so eCoin didn't really have any volume going on until early February. So without that volume, you don't really have value, is the deal. You need to have volume. And what volume means is that people are trading it. People are actually using it. I hope that makes sense. So that's what we're looking at the bottom here, where you see these gray bars down at the bottom. So it started getting volume right where that huge spike took off. I'm not sure what would have caused that, because in terms of the 3-month chart, it really doesn't match up to if we look at Bitcoin on the 3-month. Well, I guess maybe it does if we flip between them real quickly here. eCoin took off when Bitcoin was just starting to come back. So it was, kind of a late reaction, but as you can see, wow, if anybody was able to take advantage of this section here, wow, from $27 to $2.90 in, wow, it literally did that in one day and then dropped the same day, rose back up the same day, we're still in the same day, and then back down and flatline. Wow, this is amazing. With that kind of volume and that sort of action, and it ended up actually flatlining below, like significantly below where it started on that day. I'm so sorry, but people got scammed on that one. My camera's blurry. It shouldn't be. Hello, camera, focus. People got scammed that day. I'm sorry. The reason I say that is because you can, cause the price to go up by making a purchase and then crash it immediately by selling after the price goes up. There wasn't enough market volume, as far as I can see here on eCoin, to prevent the manipulation of the value. Something like the other currencies that I've been covering, Bitcoin, Ethereum, even Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Monero, Zcash, there's a huge amount of volume. It's hard to see here because this is relative, because there's only so much space that they can fit these little gray bars into. But there are basically just so many people that own these cryptos that no one entity can control the price. I'm gonna try to fix my blurry video here. Give me a second. Okay, that's better. I don't know why it's doing that. I will be in the next couple of weeks investing in brand new video and audio equipment. Maybe even getting something to go up in the background here, like a green screen, so I can do, fancy stuff in the background. That'll be fun, right? So, anyway, long story short, guys, crypto's not dead. Crypto is not dead. Crypto's on the up and up. And if any of you guys were invested a year ago, I hope to God you didn't panic and sell. I hope to God, because you were still in the green. There was no way you were going to end up in the red. Don't panic sell. Just don't. Look at all these. I'm going back to the 1 year charts on these. I'm going to go ahead and close Zcoin. I apologize. So, Bitcoin, massively up from a year ago. Ethereum, even more massively up from a year ago. Bitcoin Cash does not go back an entire year. It only goes back to July of last year. And it's up. It's up. Not fantastically, but it is up. Litecoin, up pretty fantastically from a year ago. Monero, pretty much the same as Litecoin. I mean, let's flip back and forth between these. There's almost no difference. Except Monero is actually a little bit more valuable. And Monero can be mined with graphics cards. Whereas to mine Litecoin, you need... Oh, Jesus. I'm having a brain fart. You need those dedicated machines. ASIC machines. ASIC machines. You need ASIC machines to mine Litecoin, because it uses the same algorithms as Bitcoin. So you cannot mine Litecoin with a graphics card. Cannot. Well, you can, but you're not going to make anything doing that. You're going to spend more in on your power bill than you're going to make in Litecoin. There was a time where you could mine Litecoin and make a good, decent profit on graphics cards. Not anymore. Monero, still very, very profitable with graphics cards. So, and then Zcash. Again, a very, very similar curve to Litecoin, Monero, Zcash. Very similar curve. Up over the last year. Once again, everything is up and up and up and up. So to close out, we're just going to look at a... this is a portfolio of 8 different cryptocurrencies. Now, I put this together back in October of 2017. October 20th. So this is based on the prices of all the different cryptos on October 20th, 2017. For each one of these There was $10 invested. And in this column here, we are seeing the current value of that $10 investment. So, one of the currencies that I have not talked about so far tonight is Dogecoin. People, Dogecoin. Dogecoin. Really? Dogecoin was created as an absolute joke. It was never, ever, ever meant to actually become anything valuable. And it's really still not valuable, really. What is its current value? I think it's like a little over 1 US penny, right? But it wasn't long ago that it was worth a small fraction of a penny per Dogecoin. Let's just go ahead and look at that. I'll bring that up here because this is just amazing. Index, here we go. Let's search Doge. And you see how high it was at one point? Let's look at the 3 months. Okay, at this point it was worth 1.8 US cents. But it's still up. Okay, 0.7 cents is what it is right now, and 3 months ago it was 0.1 cents. 1/10 of a penny. So that's a 70% increase. I mean, seriously, yeah, so each Dogecoin is worth almost nothing. My stupid camera's going blurry on me again. Hooray for new equipment coming. But seriously, where else can you get a 70% increase in 3 months? Where else? Where? And if you were like awesome enough to like, have invested, like say you invested $1,000 US into piddly ASS Dogecoin back here in November and sold it here in the first week of January, man, your $1,000 became $7,000. What? That's like $6,000 totally free over a period of November. No, it's late November to late December to early January, so 2.5 months. $6,000 profit in 2.5 months. Dogecoin. Who would have thought? And yeah, so it is going through a downtrend again. But most recently, I mean, let's look at it over the last 1 month. It's a little bit down from a month ago. Let's look at it last 7 days. It's up. It's up like everything else is up. It's going to keep going up. Guys, certain things are really good to invest in, and there's this thing called volatility. Volatility means basically that the value of a currency is not going to be stable. High volatility means that the value is going to fluctuate rapidly. Dogecoin has high volatility. It has hugely high volatility. So, uh, and Dogecoin's not going to go away because one of the main reasons why it's not going to go away is because I myself and a lot of people use it. If you have currency that you want to move around, if you want to move it from one place to another, or to even move it from one currency to another, or so on, Dogecoin is the medium that you want to do that with. And the reason I say that is because the transaction fee for Dogecoin is one Dogecoin. It's always one Dogecoin, regardless of the value of Dogecoin, regardless of the value of anything and everything, regardless of the amount of Dogecoin that you're transacting. It is always just one Dogecoin. So even back when it had that nifty little spike there, right here, where it was 1.8 cents, you could have transferred $30,000 worth of Dogecoin for the transaction fee of 1.8 cents US. And that is the most expensive that a Dogecoin transaction has ever been thus far. I use Dogecoin. I tend to keep a lot of wealth in Dogecoin because when I want to move it, it's not going to cost me anything to move it. The coin that was meant to be a joke turns out to be extremely valuable, not only in its volatility, but also in its utility. I mean, it is the best cryptocurrency there is in terms of moving it around. Doesn't cost anything to move it. It's fantastic. Dogecoin. So sorry, got sidetracked. But yeah, I mean, Dogecoin. From $10 to almost $70 since October 20th in value. It has been the best performing cryptocurrency of any of these 8. Even in second place, Litecoin, only 40%. Compared to nearly 70. Dogecoin, people. Dogecoin. Dogecoin, Dogecoin, Dogecoin. So, just look at this chart. Even the worst performing cryptocurrency on this list, Bitcoin Gold, which is graphics card mineable using the Equihash algorithm. I actually like it. I do believe that it's going to vastly improve in value in time. It will take some time. But you can accumulate quite a bit of Bitcoin Gold with graphics card mining. Zcash, however, it's another one of my favorites. I really like it. Not doing super fantastic, but so graphics card mining wise, Monero is probably your best bet. over the last, October to November, December, January, February, over the last about 4 months, Monero has been the best performing cryptocurrency that I'm aware of in terms of mining on graphics cards. Lately, as in the last few days, Zcash and Bitcoin Gold have actually been quite profitable. So it does vary, but it's good to look at the long-term trends and what's going to stick around in the long term. And that's why I put together this portfolio. And believe me, I was shocked to see Dogecoin. I don't mind Dogecoin because actually I believe, not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure Dogecoin actually uses the same algorithms as Litecoin and Bitcoin. So it is only ASIC mineable, as far as I understand. I could be wrong, though, that it's only ASIC mineable. If the difficulty isn't too high, it could still potentially be mineable on graphics. I'm going to have to look into that. I'm going to look into that. Can Dogecoin be mined with graphics cards? Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's all I have for tonight. Love you guys to death. If you did find this to be informative, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, let me know down below. Even negative comments, I don't have a problem with it. Happy to respond. And till next time, be cool.